first blow landed so hard that the sound echoed across the quiet clearing. A dull, sickening crack that made the little girl scream before she even understood what she had seen. Because in that instant, her mother was no longer standing, no longer shielding her with quiet strength, but collapsing to her knees as three men laughed like it was sport, like pain was something meant to entertain them on a gray afternoon. Mud splashed up as a boot came down again, and the widow curled forward on instinct, arms wrapping around her daughter, her body turning into a shield without hesitation. Because that is what love does when fear takes over and there is no one left to help. Before we begin, don't forget to hit like, repost, or share and subscribe. And I'm really curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. Back to the story. The men smelled of beer and cheap confidence, their laughter sharp and careless, one of them leaning back against the wooden porch post while another nudged the woman with his boot, mocking her tears, mocking the way her daughter clung to her jacket with shaking hands, whispering her name over and over like a prayer that refused to work. The widow's face was bruised, her breath uneven. But she never begged for herself, only for her child. Her voice breaking as she asked them to stop, promising anything, saying she was alone now, saying her husband was gone, words spilling out because desperation had no filter left. They didn't care. Cruelty rarely needs a reason, and power, even borrowed power, makes weak men feel untouchable. One of them raised his foot again, aiming closer this time, and the little girl screamed louder, her small body trembling against her mother's chest, eyes squeezed shut, as if darkness could make it all disappear. That was the moment everything changed, though none of them realized it yet. From the edge of the tree line came the sound of boots hitting gravel fast and heavy, not hesitant, not uncertain, but controlled and deliberate, followed by a deep, sharp bark that cut through the laughter like a blade. The men turned, confusion flashing across their faces just as a German shepherd burst into view, muscles tight, eyes locked, moving with the focused intensity of an animal trained for moments exactly like this. Right behind him was a man in worn military fatigues, jaw clenched, eyes burning with something far colder than anger. He didn't shout at first. He didn't need to. His presence alone shifted the air, the way real authority always does, the kind earned through discipline and loss, not intimidation. The dog stopped inches from the nearest thug, teeth bared, perfectly controlled, waiting for a single command, while the man's hand hovered near his sidearm, not eager, not shaking, just ready. When he finally spoke, his voice was low and steady, every word carrying weight, telling them to step back, to move away slowly, to think very carefully about what they did next. The widow looked up then, still holding her daughter, and for the first time since the nightmare began, she saw something that felt like safety. The moment the Navy SEAL stepped forward, the laughter died completely, not fading, but snapping off like a wire pulled too tight. He placed himself between them, his body a shield, the German shepherd perfectly aligned at his side. "Back away," he said, and this time they listened. When they were gone, he knelt, spoke gently, and told them they were safe now. Later, as help arrived, the little girl touched the dog's fur and smiled for the first time that day. And as the SEAL walked away into the forest with his canine partner, one truth remained, that even in moments of cruelty and darkness, there are still people who run toward danger, and they are never truly alone again. This story touched millions of hearts. Did it touch yours? Let us know with a like. Comment your country name and subscribe or follow for more amazing stories like this.